Hello folks, it's False Prelate here from PoE Bad Builds. Today we're going to look at a build called Dirty Old Man from Global 1 Gets Triggered. Okay, I just made that up. But how are we going to get triggered? Well, by using 3 different triggered setups. So let's take a look at what we've got here. Alright, so first of all, we are using a castball channeling setup. So we have lightning tendrils, castball channeling, arc with controlled destruction, added lightning, and lightning penetration, because you need lots of penetration when you're getting triggered. To make sure that we're getting triggered more often and we're able to use our triggered abilities, we make sure we pick up a cooldown recovery speed belt so that we can look fashionable and we can get triggered. We're also getting triggered with our Golem Crusher Karui Scepter, where we have socketed gems that are supported by level 16 lightning pen, storm brand, elemental focus, and controlled destruction. And how does this get cast? Well, trigger a socketed spell when you use a skill. This works with just about anything. You can literally just shield charge around, and you see it's leaving brands on the ground as I shield charge. This actually does quite a bit of damage, as you'll see in it when I do gameplay video, and honestly you can clear the map with just this alone, and it does quite a bit of damage. And then finally, our last setup that gets us triggered is our castable damage taken support gem with our arc and shock nova. So we're getting triggered with castable channeling, with trigger socketed spell on skill use, and with cast on damage taken setup. Alright, so how does this build work? Basically, we've just collected a massive amount of effective health pool by having 6,700 energy shield, 3,400 life, and 3,700 mana. How do we do this? Well, we are a Hierophant. And, well, obviously, because we're a dirty old man, we need to be a Hierophant. So, what do we get here? We get this node Sanctuary of Thought, which reduces the mana cost of our skills, but also gives us 30% mana as extra maximum energy shield. This works really well with our Divine Guidance, which gives us extra mana, and over here, our Inspiration, that gives us extra mana. We also have a Cloak of Defiance, which gives us extra mana, and various other items that give us extra mana. To make sure that we get lots of energy shield, we also have a Presence of Sheula to convert our maximum life to energy shield. So we have life converted to energy shield, mana converted to energy shield, and yeah, this gives us a huge effective life pool. Because we have the Cloak of Defiance and the Hyro passive, on top of Mind Over Matter, 60% of our damage taken comes in through mana if our energy shield is down. So this is basically how we deal with chaos damage. We have 60% chaos res here, and then on the rest of our gear we collect more so that we get basically as much as we possibly can. I have 54, but you could get a little bit more if you wanted to. Alright, so let's just go through some of the gear that I haven't talked about yet. Basically, I use a Skull's Bridle for extra damage, a little bit of a decent spell shield here. I've got lightning damage on it with some life and maximum energy shield. Obviously we want to get a little extra life going so that we're surviving any chaos hits, because we don't have chaos, cannot bypass energy shield on any of our items. And boots, we're just looking for life and movement speed, energy shield, and life and mana regen. As I said before, we're looking for cooldown recovery on our belt. This mana recovery rate also works really well, again, because we're Mind Over Matter. And gloves could be just about anything. I have a supported mana leech one here just because I want to have it on my Herald of Thunder, but that's only because I'm missing a socket. And then basically the rest is just shoring up our elemental resistances so that we can put all of our gear on and have lots of mana regeneration. So that's pretty much it. I'll show you a map or two that I did so that you can see how the build works. It's pretty memey. Honestly, like, let me just show you even right now just how the just the trigger alone works. Let's just get a random map here. Let's see what we got. Sure. EE. It's pretty bad. Okay. So I'm not going to use my actual skill setup here. I just want to show you how the triggered gems work.
We must all walk the narrow winding.
So you can see it's hopping around. I'm not using anything except for the triggered ability. And once I start actually spamming abilities, you can see it starts to clear pretty quickly. Yeah, so that's basically how the build works. I'll show you a video where I clear an actually challenging map, and you can see in more depth how this build handles up with like big hits from big red enemies. Okay, so let's take a look at our skill tree and see what we've done here. So we start off by taking lots of life and mana regeneration nodes. We head up into our life, then we get some damage. You definitely want to pick up precision. It's a good skill because movement speed, attack, and cast speed is great for a shield charge. You definitely want to be getting mind over matter with inspiration and quick recovery because this is life regen and a mana regen, and we actually have a lot of damage going through our mana. We have Elemental Overload for the big deeps without having to go crit. We want Zealot's Oath because we want to be regenerating our life based off of our energy shield, not our actual life, because our energy shield's way higher, right? So we're getting a higher regen value there. Down here, we want to pick up Celestial Judgment and Celestial Punishment for the elemental damage and elemental penetration. We want to come up here and get our Heart of Thunder and Breath of Lightning for, again, more pen and more damage. I have a Watcher's Eye socketed in here that basically gives me energy shield, regeneration, and mana recovery rate. Mana recovery rate is actually better than mana regeneration rate because it's a more multiplier it goes after. So this is really good for our mind over matter portion of the build, right? Down here, I path up here simply because it's the quickest route. I could have gone over here for Area of Effect instead because we do use Lightning Tendrils and Orb of Storms, but I just like the a little bit of spell crit so that I can get the Elemental Overload up like very reliably. Arcane Will and Arcane Focus, these are basically just mana and energy shield. More energy shield down here. Then we have our two big hybrid wheels that we want to pick up. This works really well for this build because we're scaling both pretty much almost evenly, right? Ghost Reaver is really good because you get more recovery rate on your energy shield. And finally down here, this is just life, energy shield, damage, and attack and cast speed.